Hi, this is JJ Gat. So I am going to respond to those of you from my last video who asked me to show you how to be a Pinterest creator and become a big fish in a small pond compared to where you are now on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, where you are a small fish in a big pond. And despite that one person said, do not give away our secrets, do not share it, we're fine over here, not having any competition, I'm going to share with you anyway. So I am doing a solid for you and give you a 5-video mini course right here, and it's going to cover why Pinterest, why the platform itself and the audience on the platform is great for you monetizing, making money, getting brand deals, or advancing your business on Pinterest. The second one is going to talk about 5 ways that people make money on Pinterest, and what are these ways maybe best for you. The third is how to optimize your account, because some people said that they've tried and it didn't work because they didn't optimize. There are a lot of people giving bad advice and they're taking the bad advice and it's not working for them. And then the fourth is how to best practices, like what do you need to do to make sure you have all the opportunities to get brand deals or for Pinterest to invite you to various different programs. And the fifth and final way is what do you need to do today to set up your account so you can get started going and start getting advanced and being a big fish in a small pond, because there's a lot of us over there in Pinterest and we're just getting all the opportunities. Okay, this is part 1. So first is why Pinterest. You may have a Pinterest bulletin board that you use to assemble ideas for an outfit you're going to wear, vacation trips, how to DIY, upgrade your stuff. That's just personal to you. But however, behind the search intent from all of those projects that you want to do, they're buying. They're things you have to buy. They're services you might want to acquire. So that is how people who are businesses make money off of Pinterest, is because they manage to show the people, here's what a tool you can use. Now, if you are a creator and you have an affiliate relationship with a tool, for example, you can get a commission if you tag the idea pin, the pin that has the idea with it, with your affiliate link, which is now possible on Pinterest. For example, I recently did a review of a little box light for top of my camera. I was able to tag the brand maker of that box light. So I get a commission sale on anyone who purchased that. After I've inspired them, they can then actually say, let me actually purchase this. Secondly, I can tag the brand. When the brand sees it, they may say, hey, she did a really great job in promoting this product. And they can contact me through a brand tool that Pinterest has, and we can enter a brand sponsorship, brand ambassador relationship, and it takes out the middleman. Because before Pinterest had that option, if you wanted to get in front of that brand, what did you have to do? You had to do some research on the brand, find out who's the contact person, write a pitch letter, get yourself an influencer rate card, reach out to them, follow back up to them in order to get their attention and let them know that you purchased their box light, you had a great time for it, and you like to promote that box light on their behalf as a UGC creator. So that is an example of how Pinterest actually enables you to make money. Part 2, I'm going to be telling you 5 different ways that creators and small businesses make money on Pinterest. The first obvious way is that if you have a product you sell, a course, a service, if you're in an affiliate relationship with another product, you can actually create pins that give people a little bit of a taste of what they can get, add a little bit of value to their lives, and make it so emotionally driven that folks want to stop the scroll and look further, and they want to click through to find out more information. When they click through, that's on the other side where they find your Shopify store, your Etsy shop, where they find whatever product or services you're selling, your coach, sign up for whatever you're selling on the other side of the pin, and that's where people make money. So that's the first way, when someone has a product that they want to sell and they attract the Pinterest audience to get off of Pinterest and go over to their site. The second way that people make money is a way where a lot of creators and influencers use is through affiliate marketing. So for example, I have a relationship. I did a video of a box light, and when I did that box light video, I just tagged the brand. And then if I could tag the brand and tag my affiliate link, when people make purchases, I get an affiliate commission from that purchase of that box light after I give them value, after I show them how the box light makes my videos a little bit better, how they make their photos a little bit better. They say, I want to purchase that. I have the link in the idea. And similarly, there's certain types of content that do well on Pinterest: food, fashion, travel, hair, style, DIY, all of those styles. People are already creating content and showing people how to style their hair, show people how to style their outfits, how to post. They're doing that on TikTok. They're doing that on Instagram. They're doing that on YouTube. However, if you take all of that passion and information over to Instagram, you can tag any products that you're using as part of their hair tutorial in the pin and make a purchase and have people just buy your product. Similarly, Pinterest has this branded sort of tool situation. So my box light example I gave you, for example, if I tag Vigime, the people who make the box light, they're going to get an alert and they're going to say, wow, this young woman did a great job of presenting that our light. We want to purchase an ad. We want to make an ad out of that. Then they reach out to me. We create a brand ambassador, brand partnership relationship. And the reason why they're reaching out to me is because I am the only one. All of my competition over on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, they're over there on that platform. I'm the only one here. So that's why I say you could be a big fish in a small pond, because there's just a lot of niche areas that are really popular on Pinterest, and they're just not the creators here to actually serve them or provide value to them. So that is a second way, through affiliate link. And then also, if I have like if I remember a shop style, reward style, imagine links, all those links that you have that you use on those other platforms, you can pin them and add them to your idea pins or your regular pins on Pinterest. So affiliate linking is the second way that people make money off of Pinterest. The third way, I kind of mentioned it in part 2 on the second way, is brand sponsorship, brand ambassadorship. You just go, you just show up. What happened is the people that work with brands, they're on Pinterest too. When I first got on Pinterest 10, 12 years ago, there were not a lot of creators on there. However, the people who work at these shops, for example, Isabella Oliver, I had a maternity pregnancy blog, for example, they saw my pins and they said, oh, we have a campaign coming by. Here's this young woman. She's creating this content. She'd be great to partner up with, because I was just showing up. And if I'm the only person, the only maternity wear showing up, that means the Parenting Magazine, all the big guys who haven't gotten to Pinterest yet, they're not there. So that's what I mean. If you're not showing up, if you're not on Pinterest, if you don't have a presence on Pinterest yet, you cannot get all the opportunities, and that's going to the people who are actually showing up. So I actually had people from Isabella Oliver reach out to me because they saw my Pinterest pin, because I just showed up. So you have an opportunity to get brand sponsorship and brand ambassador, branding opportunities just by showing up, because you're the only one that shows up. So that's again how I say you could be a big fish in a small pond. So that's number 4. And the fifth and final way is, I mentioned a little bit about going live. So Pinterest now has a tool, it's in beta form, but on desktop you can go live and actually sell live. The same way you can sell live or go live and show your makeup routine and say, if you'd like to buy this, here's a link to it. So by going live, it's the fifth and final way that people make money on Pinterest, and you can too. So there you have it, 5 ways that you can make money on Pinterest. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that exciting? Aren't you mad you haven't been doing this all this time? Anyway, so for my next video on part 3, I'm going to be telling you how to optimize your account. I saw in the comments of my original video, the kind of like people got looking at, someone said, well, I've tried, I've been on there, but there are a lot of creators, there are a lot of marketers on TikTok and other places giving you tactics that won't necessarily work, because they're not showing you how to optimize. They don't know the platform. They're giving you like shortcuts, and then the shortcuts without a full practice isn't going to work. So I'm going to help you and tell you what I help with my clients, and what I've done for clients in the past is I've shown them how to optimize their Pinterest account. So in my next video you want to watch, again, I'm going to put the link to all videos in the series in the caption below. You can go check those out. And in the next one, in part 3, I'm going to be telling you how to optimize your account, your Pinterest for Business account, to get all these opportunities I was telling you about, because it's not as easy as just throwing up refurbishing TikToks. You have to have, there's a method to the madness. In part 3, I'm telling you how to optimize. Someone mentioned in the comments that they optimize the keywords, but they're not getting anywhere because there are other things you have to do, because Pinterest has changed. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what I tell my clients on how to optimize. The first thing you want to do is pick a niche. As with all the other platforms, Pinterest is a search platform. It's the 3rd largest search engine in the world. When people come, they're more likely to follow you if you are just doing one type of content. That's just how it is. If you're all over the place, people are like, I don't know, I might get some hair stuff. I don't want hair stuff. But if you're just doing styling, if you're just doing posing, if you're just doing design, if you're just doing DIY, if you're just doing house stuff, they're more likely to follow you. So pick a niche. The second thing is to research people in your niche. See who else is already on there and crushing it. The way you know is the people who have those emotions, a lot of emotions on their idea pins, and they show up on search. When you do a search, the people in the top, they're crushing it. Go to their account, see what they're doing, replicate success models. Don't reinvent the wheel. The third thing you want to do after you do that is, after you pick that niche, make sure the title of your Pinterest account actually has your niche in the title. Believe it or not, you've seen it on Instagram. You know how it works. On TikTok, where I do YouTube education, I'll have JJ Gat YouTube, Pinterest on my title. And Instagram, I'll have actually what I do in my title. Similar with Pinterest. When people search, 3 search comes up. They'll get the shop products, they get the actual profiles and pins, and then they get the profiles. If you have that in your name, that's how you stand out. That's how you optimize. Because right now, if you were to type in, you go in there and type natural hair or crochet braids in your title, you're going to be 1 in 5 people compared to how many people doing crochet braids on YouTube, on Pinterest, on TikTok, on Instagram. There's tons of them. On Pinterest, you would be the only one. So that's what I mean by optimize your bio. So pick a niche, put your niche inside your bio. And the next thing, there's a thing called keywords. Again, Pinterest is a search engine. So when people coming, they're searching. If you have those keywords for what you're doing inside your bio, the description of your account, and then also somehow on the boards, and then every time you pin, put keywords in there. They help these search engines, the algorithms along with making sure the people who are searching gets to see the type of content that meets their search query, and you want to show up in that search. So that's essentially how you optimize. And then also final branding. If you have a certain brand, color, fonts that you already use on the other platforms, have that be consistent and stick with it. Have all your pins, your board covers, have the same branding on it. Don't be all over the place. You want to look kind of aesthetically pretty. It's now a platform where people can look at your profile, and your profile look attractive, look like you have it together, look like you're sharing a specific type of content. People are going to follow. People are going to trust you. They're going to make purchases from you. So that's what you have to do to optimize your pins or your account to show up in search, to be attractive to the audience that are coming to Pinterest, to get people to more likely trust you and then eventually purchase from you or hire you if it's a brand ambassador, sort of stuff like that. So you have to show up the way you would show up on the other platform. So that is it for part 3. The next stage is part 4, when I'm going to be telling you about best practices. Similar, the way that YouTube prefers horizontal, except if it's shorts, video content, the way that sometimes Instagram loves video, the way that TikTok might want you to come raw and real, Pinterest also has best practices. If you create your pins in this certain way, that you know, the certain formats that are most attractive on the platform, you're more likely to go further. So, and you follow the best practices, you're going to do well. And then also, Pinterest actually looks out and sometimes invite people to become part of the creator class. So you want to be following the best practices, because if you ever apply for a Pinterest creator fund sort of program, you want to have already been following the guidelines. You don't want to be repurposing other people's content. You don't want to be doing things that are not necessarily good. So following the guidelines and the best practices actually in the long run can help you when there's opportunities later on. And also a brand will more likely to hire you if you're towing the line for the most part. So now we're going to talk about best practices. So in order to show up in search, in order to get opportunities, it's great to do the best practices. Pinterest prefers longer pins compared to wider pins. So 9:16 ratio that you would do for Instagram Reels, sort of, if you think about it, or even TikTok. So those types of pins are going to do the best. So that's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing, the pins where you're like have lots of light, if they're bright, if they're high definition, high quality, your volume of your really great quality pin, you're showing someone how to do something, that you're doing it the same way you would show up on Instagram, the same way you show up on YouTube, you can actually repurpose that content straight onto Pinterest. The third thing is that I mentioned light, also sound. Right now I'm wearing a lapel mic. So if you're in a large room, this room I'm filming in is kind of big. If I didn't have the lapel mic, you would hear a lot of echo. So make sure your sound quality is really good, because you're sharing people ideas. You want them to trust you. You want them to like you. You want them to eventually purchase from you or hire you. So one way to do that is show up professional and as polished as you can, showing people how to do stuff on Pinterest. So that is how to optimize. Another thing you need to do to optimize is two more things. The next thing you want to do is you want to edit your content, practices. You can do up to 20 slides, but ideally 1 to 3. Even if you have one slide with just video, is great. Video just does well on all platforms, because people want to be shown what to do actually and seeing examples. And actually, if you're doing a hair tutorial, it's best if you do a voiceover, because folks want to connect. They can follow along versus you just doing words. So some platforms are like, just do the words. But on Pinterest, part of what Pinterest is doing with Pinterest creators is bringing the idea behind the screens, rather than just before, when it's kind of like, I'm just curating ideas that I like. Now I want to see the person who made those ideas. So for best practices, use voiceover, lots of light, edit, show up like you would, and then also evoke emotions. So I mentioned it before. So if you're showing people, you're saying, this is this is what people who are successful do. I want to know, that's FOMO is really, really great. Like, if you do this, if you don't do this, you're going to risk this. So create some sort of emotion. So those are the best practices. Those are the pins that do well. When you do a search in any category, look at the pins that show up. They're going to be captured. Everything I told you before, they're going to encapsulate that. So that's the best practices. And when you do the best practices and avoid just repurposing other people's content, especially if it's not your own, because you're going to lose out on opportunities, just make fresh, original content that stimulates people, give people ideas. Pinterest is actually courting creators. They want you. And right now, in a lot of different niche categories, there's only a few people just dominating. They're getting all the brand deals. They're getting all of the affiliate links cash. They're getting all the opportunities because you're just not there. So you're not showing up. Some money. I have about 42,000 followers on Pinterest. I get like viral pins all the time, and I've been making money, have gotten brand deals from Pinterest. So I'm going to show you how to do the same. Now, the first thing you need to do is start over. It's best if you start over. You get a lot of perks. You get to learn, and they kind of walk you through how to set up your account, to optimize your account if you start over, start from scratch. Now, if you don't want to start over, that's fine. If you have an existing Pinterest account that has some following and has some views all over, and you want to capitalize on what you already have growing, that's fine as well. But what you want to do is anything that's not related to the niche that you've identified, private those boards. Because again, like I mentioned in a previous video, I'm not quite sure which one, people follow and are more likely to trust you if you're just doing one niche area versus all over the map. You can do lifestyle, but it's better if you just pick one niche. So either start over or keep going with the existing board, but private them. So that's the first step. The second thing you need to do is, I mentioned in another video about set up your bio and your profile to include your niche in it. Do that when you're setting up your board, if you do a new board or you're converting your personal board. And for a brief little recap, if you missed that video yet, you want to put whatever your niche is inside your title. So when people search, they'll see your profile in their search query. And right now, if you do that, you're going to be one of very few. I tell you again, when I say about this big fish thing, I'm not joking. So that's the second thing you do, is you set up your profile. The third thing you want to do is claim Pinterest for business. So right now, if you're not a business account, you can do whatever, pin whatever you want. The minute you claim it for business, go into your settings and claim business. You can either link your YouTube channel, your Instagram page. You used to be able to link your Etsy, but you can't do that any longer. I think you can still link your Shopify store and a website if you have that. The benefits of doing that is you unlock analytical tools. Also, if you want to do the branded thing where you can, like I mentioned in another video, where I can tag the brand that I do an idea pin on, that can only happen if you have a business account. And once you sign up for business, it'll walk you through the different types. So if you're a creator, it'll say, oh, you can be a creator. So that's the third thing you do, is set up your Pinterest for business account. The very next thing you're going to do is take the brand. Hopefully, we talked about this before, having brand colors and fonts. Create 10 boards in those brand follow colors and fonts, but all related to the niche area, like sub boards. And create 10 boards, the minimum 10 boards. So your account looks like pretty active. And then you'll get ready to go. But before you get ready to go, you're going to actually need a content calendar or plan for making sure that you pin every day. You really should pin every day. Find a way, and that's where the plan comes in handy. Here's the thing with plans. If you don't have a content calendar or content plan, you're less likely to stay on track. What's the benefit of those, if you have a workflow system, is it says, as I'm a creator, or as I'm a small business, and I'm managing my business or my day-to-day work or my school work and everything, that I need to schedule in time to actually pin, to actually do some research on the keywords that are searching and actually check out, you know, what's trending in Pinterest today in my niche areas, to make sure that I am staying relevant, top of mind, and have an opportunity to jump on any trends as they're happening. But you only get to do that when you actually have a system, a workflow, when you carve out a portion of time to do that. And that's how you become consistent. That's how you learn from your mistakes. You learn how to be a creator. You learn what your audience likes. You learn what's working, what's not working. And you're more likely to have success when you have a workflow system or a content calendar or a schedule. So that is actually integral. So a lot of times people just jump right into it, but they don't have a plan and schedule, and they fall off the wagon. You're going to fall off the wagon unless you schedule and dedicate your time to it. So that's what I have for you. That's part 5 in this 5-part mini course. In the bio, in the caption below, you'll find links to the other 4 sections of it. Now, if you are interested in me helping you out, I offer a free 15-minute, well, actually, I offer a free 15 minutes sort of mini course, so you can sign up for consultation in my bio. But otherwise, this is all you need, really. Let's get started. Let's make that paper. Go. See you soon.